Look at this headline. Zelensky says Ukraine is ready to make a major concession to end the war. After 3 years, after hundreds of billions of dollars, after dragging the West into the edge of World War III, now you're ready to talk? No, absolutely not. Because here's the truth they don't want you to say out loud. We are not going to war for you, Zelensky. And we sure as hell aren't going to war so Washington neocons can keep laundering money through another forever conflict. And let's kill this myth right now. Zelensky is not Churchill. He is not a freedom icon, and he's not defending democracy. He's a client running a proxy war fueled by our tax dollars, sold to us with an emotional blackmail. Every time the war stalls, he shows up wearing his fatigues until Donald Trump told him to start wearing a suit, asking for more weapons, more money, more escalation, more American risk, asking Americans and NATO to put troops on the ground. And now suddenly he's open to concessions? That tells you everything. Because if NATO membership was never realistic and peace was always possible, then this war wasn't about victory. It was about keeping the money train flowing. Now, you notice how this works. First, they say, no negotiations. Total victory or nothing else. Then they bleed us dry. Deplete our missiles, our weapon systems. Then they say, okay, maybe peace, but only after one more package. This is not leadership. This is a hostage negotiation, and we are the hostages. Every escalation headline is designed to make Americans feel either guilty, afraid, or responsible. Every time. I remember in the beginning of the war, you even had the psyop going with Americans like attacking you if you questioned the war. I got so much hate. I got a tremendous amount of hate back then. Oh, you want Russia to invade everywhere. You don't care about Putin or this and that. Meanwhile, Ukrainian men are dying. Russians are dying. Hell, Americans have went over there and died. And Washington elites cash checks and smile for the cameras. Now let's talk about Lindsey Graham, the real villain. The man who has never met a war he didn't want other people to fight.
So I just want to say, I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people.
Oh, Lindsey Graham, Miss Lindsey. Lindsey Graham has never seen a foreign conflict he didn't try to turn into a blank check, a moral crusade, an excuse to posture on cable news.
What I would do is I would bomb Iran's oil infrastructure.
This guy will tell you, if we don't stop Russia there, they'll come here next. And I've heard that BS constantly. Oh, we got to stop Putin. He's going to take over the world. Man, that line is so old, it should be in a museum. Lindsey Graham doesn't represent America first. He damn sure don't represent my state. And what he does represent, though, is Forever War Incorporated. Same guy, different country, same script. Doesn't matter if it's Iraq, Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, Ukraine. Remember how Libya turned out for us? Always the same outcome. Americans pay, defense contractors profit, politicians get airtime, and nobody wins. Lindsey Graham will sit there 5 months leading into the midterms. He will get on every outlet pushing the conservative narrative. He gets reelected, and for the next 5.5 years, because his seat is a 6-year seat, he will vote to send your kids to war. He will vote along with military-industrial complex, right and left, try to get us entangled in every conflict there is. He was just in Ukraine, last year, spent $42,000 on a hotel room. Tell me how that worked. What kind of money laundering operation was that? What is a South Carolina senator even doing there? What has he got to do with anything? And guys, this war, we've joked about this war. We've talked about this war, but let me tell you something very clear. This war has always been dangerous. Now, let's just be crystal clear. This war was never safe. You don't park NATO weapons on Russia's border. Flood the region with missiles and pretend escalation is inevitable. Let me make this clear for you. Nuclear powers don't lose wars quietly. Let me say it again. Nuclear powers don't lose wars quietly. They have, when everything goes wrong, they have that FAFO button. Boop, and then vaporized. Every time Washington says, hey, just one more weapons package, they roll the dice with global stability, and Russia has made that clear numerous times. They've warned that junk over and over again. You could call it chest beating, you could call fear. Whatever it is, you're still rolling the dice with a nuclear power because you're getting involved in a proxy war that we have no business. And I remember every week during the Biden administration, they were signing checks. And hell, the money hadn't stopped through the Trump administration, right? And if you ever notice the people that scream the loudest for escalation, when you're talking about France or whoever else, they never serve, they never fight, they never send their kids to battle. They'll send yours. They'll send yours to the deserts, the jungles. They don't care. While they sit in air-conditioned studios demanding your sons and daughters bleed out in a foreign country, right? But here's the part that should really piss you off. This is the same people who told you Iraq had WMDs, that Afghanistan was about democracy. That's why we were there for 20 years. Oh, man, we're trying to bring democracy. We're trying to westernize it. Then they also said that Libya would be stable. Holy cow, they got that one wrong. And now they're telling you, hey, man, just trust us again. We know what we're doing here. They've already proved they don't, time and time again. We can't keep getting behind this. And if you believe anything they tell you, then I've got a bridge in Ukraine to sell you. Most importantly, this isn't about Russia. It's not even about Ukraine. This is about control, money, and power projection. You're talking about the puppets, the Lindsey Graham and the Zelenskys. You're talking about the military-industrial complex and everybody in between. The bottom line here is that Zelensky can negotiate with Russia. Man, that's between them. America does not owe him endless money, endless weapons, or endless escalation. And Lindsey Graham, Miss Lindsey, doesn't get to drag this country into a wider war because he's addicted to spotlight and bombing countries. We are done being emotionally manipulated into foreign disasters. We really are. We got to stop the proxy war. We've got to stop the blank checks. No more war tourism from Washington elites. We don't need them going over there and doing photo campaigns with Zelensky and the likes. Most importantly, and this is what I get so tired of, and I know you do too, America is not the world's ATM. And we are not going to war for you, Zelensky. If peace was always an option, then escalation was always a lie. Think about it. If peace was always an option, then escalation was always a lie. Remember that the next time they tell you, hey guys, this war was necessary. Can you think back and see how many wars were actually necessary? How many conflicts we've been involved in? Let me know in the comments. How many have worked? Now, I want to know in the comments, are you willing to send your sons and daughters off for Zelensky? Because that's what he's asking. He's asking for full protection if he signs a peace deal. And you know what my answer to that is? Hell no. Let me know in the comments, guys. I want to know your thoughts. Remember to stay frosty, stay strapped, and always stay dangerous, Black Scout.